Galactic and Earth History. Researched, written, and produced by Aaron Scudder. Special thanks to Ashiana Dean. Our Sun is a fourth-generation star. 3 previous generations of suns had shone for billions of years and exploded before our solar system was formed from the cosmic dust of supernovas. The original configuration of planets included another planet at the place of the asteroid belt. This planet was called Tiamat and was the original home of the first seeding of this solar system. Tiamat was destroyed in an interstellar conflict involving reptilian beings called the Draco. Venus was not a planet, but a comet captured by the Draco and used as a wrecking ball to destroy Tiamat before settling into an orbit as the second planet from the Sun. Earth is the largest fragment of the destroyed Tiamat. The asteroid belt is shattered remnants of Tiamat. Our solar system is like one of the new kids on the block. This is both an advantage and a disadvantage because we benefit from a more evolved, yet mutated, genetic blueprint. The original human genetic blueprint contained 12 strands of DNA. Being latecomers in the cosmic drama is a disadvantage because other negative alien races wish to take ownership of Earth, humanity, and the Stargate system on Earth. Human history. When the Guardian races seeded life on Earth, they did not anticipate the devastating impact of the fallen angelic and self-serving races that covet Earth as part of their agenda of domination. Before proto-human life was seeded on Earth, the Draco were on Earth coexisting with the dinosaurs. Because they were the first, they considered Earth to be their planet. The first seeding of proto-humans was 5.5 million years ago. This resulted in a conflict with the Draco and Guardian races that lasted 1,000 years, called the Electric Wars. During this war, humanity was destroyed, the Earth was shifted off its axis 11.5 degrees, and a battle planetoid was piloted into orbit around the Earth, later known as the Moon, to destabilize the energies from the galactic center further. The effect of the planetary tilt and foreign body in orbit was devastating as Earth could no longer receive pure energy from the Sun and galactic center, and evolution was stunted. The Earth has been constantly under siege since the first seeding of humanity 5.5 million years ago. The dominator races are interested in the Earth because of its unique position within the universal Templar system. The Templar Stargate system is also an ascension or descension system. Because of interference by dominant alien races, the Earth has been under quarantine for the last 25,000 years. This quarantine has created amnesia in humanity. Because we do not know who we are nor where we come from, we have fallen prey to advanced negative species who have filled in the gaps and created a false narrative that places them as our creators. These false gods are of 2 groups representing 2 basic genetic blueprints, the Omicron dragon and our new feline aquatic ape. Over millennia of genetic engineering and evolutionary variants, they have become the Thoth line Anunnaki and the Marduk line Anunnaki. The Pleiadian Samaha-Luciferian Thoth line and the Necromaton Draconian Marduk line. Today, the Thoth line is the Illuminati bloodline, and the Marduk line is the Black Sun bloodline. In many Native American traditions, the coming end times ascension cycle period is viewed as a transition from what is known as the 4th world to the 5th world. The transition is perceived as a much longer cycle of history in which humanity evolved through 3 previous worlds, or periods marked by advanced civilization and high technological achievement. Contemporary historical analysis does not yet include these hidden aspects of human evolution. The truth of humanity's lost past has remained protected through cultures living more closely in harmony with the Earth's natural cycles. We are indeed now approaching the 5th world. World 1 was 560 to 550 million years ago. This was the Alania and Lumia of Tara before the fall. World 2 was 250 million years ago, was when the 5 cloister races of the 12 tribes seeded on parallel Earth. World 3 was 25 to 5.5 million years ago. This was the first seeding of the 12 tribes of the 5 cloister races on Earth. Root Race 3 was the Lumanians and for the Elanians. This seeding ended via the Electric Wars. World 4 was 3.7 million years ago to present. The second seeding 3,700,000 to 848,000 years ago was Root Races 3, the Lemanians. Root Race 4 the Atlanians and 5 the Aryans and their cloister races. This seeding ended via the Thousand-Year War. The Earth was once again seeded for the third time 75,000 years ago, which was Root Races 3, Lemurians, 4 the Atlanteans, and 5 the Aryans and their cloisters. Welcome to the Fifth World. Earth has become a battleground between the Emerald Covenant founders and the fallen angelic intruder races of the Phantom Matrix. These intruder races are primarily the Draco and Anunnaki. The wars on this planet are between the Draconian and Anunnaki, who are working toward ultimate control of humanity and the Stargate system. Of the many alien races interfering with this planet and its species, 2 main secret societies are associated with these fallen aliens, the Black Sun and the Illuminati. Both these groups are implementing the New World Order NWO. However, they are fighting over who has the ultimate control. The Illuminati are the sons of Belial or Baal or the Nephilim Anunnaki. The Black Sun are the Draconian and Necromaton bloodlines with their Zephylium Zeta, Grey, allies. Both these groups are working on a common agenda of world control but have been at war with each other for what they consider their property, the Earth and the human cattle that live on Earth. Both groups are controlled by fallen angels feeding energetically from the chaos. The fallen angelic have no care at all for humanity and are willing to sacrifice the entire planet for their vampiric energy requirements. There are dozens of other races involved in this drama, both the light, service to others, and dark sides, self-service. Those who chose the path of service to self are ultimately doomed to self-destruction as they have cut themselves off energetically from the Creator. The service to self group wants to destroy everything and feed off their energy vampirically rather than return to the source. However, they can only delay the inevitable, as entropy eventually consumes everything. The fallen angelic. Live animal or human sacrifice is performed because the fallen angelic, demons, need to feed off the energy field of that being. If you kill something traumatically, chopping its head or heart, its soul energy is shocked. The soul in the shocked state can be sucked into an energy vortex and fed on. This is also the reason for the satanic Luciferian dark sex culture. Copulation opens the Kundalini fields between people. The Satanists used rape and sexual dark arts a lot to feed energy to these dark creator gods that they worshipped. These false gods cannot tap into their life force. They are vampires, and they must feed off other life energetically. The dark angelic beings would get the Leviathan races to create rituals where they would suck the life force energy out of those that are killed or raped. The Anunnaki were those who used sacrifice, and they were the major controlling force behind the Luciferian Satanists. The Anunnaki were the dominator race during the height of the Greek and Roman civilizations. With the fall of the Roman Empire, the Anunnaki created the Catholic Church. The Church has been infiltrated from the beginning by the Luciferian agenda, hence the torture, war, child sacrifice, pedophilia, burning of witches, for the harvesting of soul energy and the enslavement of humanity to their agenda. What has happened on Earth since 1916? How could we not notice that we are in the middle of an alien invasion and a conflict that has been ongoing for billions of years? We are not looking at the ET contracts made by Earth governments. We have given a false picture of the situation here on Earth. In the 1930s, the United States and German governments made treaties with the Zeta Grey aliens for advanced technology. The Guardian races tried to warn the governments not to make treaties with the Grey aliens. However, the governments were seduced by the lure of advanced alien technology. The truth of our origins. We are in the middle of a huge drama, and almost all people on this planet are not aware of it. We need to inform ourselves and others about our prehistory of lost civilizations before recorded history. History and relics were purposely taken away in 9558 BC to create amnesia in humanity. History records that went back 25 million years have been deleted. In the ancient and forgotten past, horrendous things were done to our race and DNA that resulted in humanity not remembering where we came from or who we were as souls before we came. We have been involved in a drama on this planet that goes back into Atlantean history. Currently, our Atlantean history is catching up with us because we are in the middle of a stellar activation cycle, SAC. All the knowledge of our heritage has been removed from living memory because of what took place in Atlantis between the years 25,000 BCE and 9,558 BCE. What used to be our spiritual texts were immense teachings of the true relationship between a manifest being and a source. The original spiritual texts did not require you to call God Jehovah, Yahweh, Allah, or any other name that people will fight and kill each other in the name of. A set of teachings belonged to humanity, and humanity was commissioned to be the guardians of Stargate. In Atlantis, it was known that the next possible Stargate activation cycle would be between the years 2000 and 2017, and it is important to understand our hidden history because certain things were planned for this period. The Anunnaki have manipulated events since Atlantis from behind the scenes in preparation for a full-scale invasion. The UFO and New Age movements are part of this invasion. Stellar activation cycles can result in an Earth cataclysm if things do not go right. The Illuminati are the Leviathan race created out of the tribes of Levi, a hybrid tribe of Anunnaki humans that were part of a hybridization experimentation done in Atlantis. There have been family lines of Illuminati races that carry the Leviathan DNA codes. The Leviathan race is a different subrace of humanity. Human souls incarnate out of a certain set of soul collectives that have the Christus spark, which is a DNA template based on D12 coding and is a divine blueprint that allows connection to higher dimensional fields and source consciousness. Illuminati races are born without a Christus spark, which was created by the fallen angelic races during the time of Atlantis. The fallen angelic races, or intruder ET races, can move through metadensity levels. We are in the middle of a final conflict drama that started during the last stellar activation cycle of 22,326 BCE when the fallen angelic races almost destroyed the human race. The founder races intervened directly in this conflict and prevented the destruction of humanity, but the fighting between the fallen angelic and founder races has continued to escalate over millennia. The reason the fallen angelic races have been out to destroy humanity is because of the angelic DNA in the human genome from the founder races. The founder's genetic blueprint in human DNA serves as the planetary guardian team for the stargates on Earth. Humanity was also commissioned to help heal the fallen angelic legions. For millennia, humanity has been going through a dark cycle of evolution because D12 Christus frequencies are no longer available on this planet. In 208,216 BCE, there was an event called the Fall of Brenua, which was the start of the dark cycle of evolution. Earth was invaded by a group called the Omicron Draconian races from Almatak Orion. Our stargates and planetary grids were damaged, which resulted in the planet only being able to access 10 dimensions of reality. The Anunnaki have a maximum number of 11 dimensions that they can interfere with, and the Omicron Draconians can access 10 frequencies. The Guardians and human angelic races can access 12 dimensions. Still, when this planet had its grids damaged to the point where it could no longer run any above 10 dimensions of frequency, then humanity was in trouble. We could no longer bring the frequencies that we used to protect the stargates and vortices. As a result of this damage, invasions took place, and there has been war ever since. Our history being taught in schools and churches has been massively distorted and condensed into a time frame that is a fraction of the true history of humanity. The official story of our origins is that we evolved from apes who, in turn, evolved from pond scum. The Christian story is that God dumped a breeding pair of humans into a magical garden about 5,000 years ago. Both theories do not hold up to scrutiny. It is challenging to comprehend how huge the human drama is. Human history involves the interference of highly sophisticated fallen angelic races. Humanity, originally an angelic race, is at a turning point where it could become a fallen angelic race. Humanity needs to awaken enough to understand and take heed of the seriousness of the situation and avoid becoming a fallen race. There is a crisis at hand, and the decisions we make will determine our future. The Bible, which originated in Atlantis and has since been highly edited, paints a colorful picture of events of the end times. It also contains an encrypted story of a planned invasion. Revelations tell of the Jehovian Anunnaki and the Anu Elohim. Before the Jehovian Anunnaki wanted to take over this planet, humanity did not call God Jehovah or Yahweh. Those are family names of fallen angelic races inserted into our holy texts to hijack our religions and stories of creation. Humanity in Atlantis had 12 strands of DNA, and we had a vast awareness of history and our commission as guardians of the planet and of the stargates. In Atlantis, we were very aware of template mechanics and the sacred sciences. Events took place in Atlantis, where humanity lost a few battles. The fallen angelic were able to interfere with the planetary grids and create a scalar sonic pulse that ran through the planetary grids and distorted the magnetic fields. Scientists know that Earth's magnetic fields affect memory and consciousness. Consciousness is connected to the DNA template, which is made of electromagnetic scalar wave patterns. There is a large magnetic disruption in the planetary fields, and humans' DNA patterns have been distorted. This distortion is another reason we have no memory of our ancient history. We have to be focused on solutions, understand the catharic grid and the structure of the soul, and understand how body systems plug into spiritual consciousness systems and planetary grids. The agenda of the fallen angels has been unfolding since the fall of Atlantis. The founders' races had been making progress in healing the planetary grids, so the fallen angels have expedited their plans for planetary domination. The Anunnaki plan is to come in with spaceships and introduce themselves as our saviors with names like Moses. The fallen angels do not care about humanity. They are interested in Earth as a strategic location for the halls of Amandi stargates.